What is up, YouTube? This is T1 coming at you with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. I was hyped for this movie. I think the world was. This was one of the most anticipated movies, probably of all time. And as disappointing as the prequels were, I think most of us were fairly confident J.J. Abrams could bring Star Wars back to its former glory, and we were right. I think even if this movie had come out before the prequels, I still think it would have been embraced all the same because it's a great film. It really does bring Star Wars back for me. It redeemed the franchise. One thing I was very skeptical about was the new characters, but most of them are great. Rey is perfect for this trilogy's new lead. She's efficient, she's self-serving, but at the same time she is human and interesting, much like Luke Skywalker. Finn is also very great. He has a lot more humanity than I would have expected. But Poe really stole the show for me. Even though he wasn't in it a whole lot, everything he was in was just great. He's so likable, and Oscar Isaac is fantastic as him. I also want to talk about Kylo Ren, as Kylo Ren really impressed me. I was expecting just Vader 2.0, and he really isn't. He's much more fleshed out than I expected. He has emotions, and we've seen plenty of characters drawn to the dark side in this franchise. It's really interesting to see one drawn to the light. Now, even though he's not just Vader again, the same cannot be said for the First Order. It is just the Empire again. Starkiller Base is just another Death Star, and Snoke, at least here, just appears to be another Palpatine. So that was kind of disappointing at how safe this movie plays it. It doesn't take a whole lot of risks, which is fine, because it is still a great Star Wars film. Harrison Ford, I gotta say, was amazing. I was actually a little bit skeptical, believe it or not, if he could still be as awesome as he was in the 80s. And he's still great in this movie. And while he does still feel like Han Solo, I mean, he's easily recognizable, it feels like Han Solo with 30 years worth of events that have happened to him. That's one of the things I also like about this movie, is that you really do get the feeling that the same amount of time has passed for the Star Wars universe as it has for the audience. And I actually thought that was interesting. I gotta talk about the action scenes, because J.J. Abrams is a great action director, and the scenes of this movie are great. They're more in tune with the grit of the originals and the flashiness of the prequels, but there is still some flash here if that's what you're looking for. All in all, the action scenes are absolutely great. John Williams' score, though, is amazing. He's at the top of his fucking game. Some of the best I think he's ever done. Right from the get-go, I was like, oh my god, this score is amazing. But The Force Awakens is not a perfect movie, sadly. As I said, it does play it a bit too safe, and I was very disappointed at the lack of Luke Skywalker. That was one of the main reasons I was so hyped for this movie, is I was ready for more Luke. But sadly, he really isn't in it a whole lot. However, the ending scene gets me hyped for Episode 8. It's just a problem I have to wait 2 years for that. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this movie because Star Wars means a lot to me. And The Force Awakens is a film that I think really does capture the spirit of the originals, even if it's maybe not quite as good as the first two. I'd say it's better than Return of the Jedi. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I love this movie. This is T1 signing out.